Momentum is headed into the EDC tournament, so both these teams going to be looking to pick up a win here to end their season. Folks, for now, I am going to have to turn things down to the PA announcer, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have a fun night of basketball action coming up for you in just a couple minutes.
Good evening and welcome to McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for tonight's Eastern Dakota Conference boys basketball matchup featuring the visitors on the scoreboard, the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. And your home team, Shanley Deacons. The Shanley High School campus is a tobacco, drug, and alcohol-free zone. Smoking drugs and alcohol are prohibited on the school grounds of Shanley High School. Thank you for your cooperation. Also, the concession stand and restrooms are located south of the gymnasium in the commons area of the school. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove all headwear, as Father Charles DeCroy will lead us in prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Father, all-powerful, never-living God, we dwell always and everywhere to give you thanks. We thank you for gathering us together tonight for this contest. We ask you, as always, to be with us and watch over us, bless us. Keep the players free from injury and harm. Allow them to play the best of their ability. Reward them for their efforts, and may they enjoy the contest here tonight. Let everything that happens here give you great honor, glory, and praise. And when the evening is complete, help us to reach our homeward destinations in safety. Pray all this in the name of your Son, Jesus, by the power of your Holy Spirit, your God, forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
High school basketball action is next after a brief word from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bello Bank, Butler Machinery Company, Ed's Marine and Storage, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Kochman Brothers Homes, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Netrix IT, Northern Improvement Company, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, SANFORD Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, SCHEELS, and TCI Insurance.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School boys basketball action. I am Jed Thomas as we are getting ready for the final regular season game of the year for the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders and the Shanley Deacons. Tonight should be a fun matchup. I mentioned earlier there's technically no implication in the standings here, I don't believe. A win for either team would not really do anything to change where they're at. They should be locked in. Shanley at the number 4 spot in the East and Red River at the number 6. Now, when these two teams met earlier in the year, it was Shanley who came away with the win, topping Red River 78-64. But, you know, it's one of those games, folks, where anything could really happen. Like I said, the only thing really to play for either team here is pride and momentum. First off, obviously, the pride aspect, it's your final regular season game of the year. For the seniors, it's the final regular season game of their careers. And for Shanley, it's the last game at your home court this season. For some of these guys, maybe their last home game ever. So a lot, you know, emotionally and mentally for these guys to play for. So while the standings might not be too important, while this game might not be too important for the standings, it's certainly important for the players out there. Again, I mentioned earlier how much this game is going to matter for momentum headed into the EDC tournament, and that just really can't be understated. If you can take a bit of a win streak into that tournament, it can boost your confidence so much. Shanley's looking to put together a 3-game win streak if they pick up a win here tonight. Red River, meanwhile, is coming off a loss to Fargo South, 92-70, so they just want to pick up a win here before they start tournament play. So it'll be interesting to see what these two teams bring to the table. Like I said, it's one of those games where the situation's a little weird. You really don't know what's going to happen. It seems like kind of anything could happen, and that's why I think we're going to have a pretty fun game on our hands. Looking at both teams individually quick, a couple players to watch for me are going to be Jake Cava and Cam Seville for Shanley. They're the Deacons' leading scorers, just big-time impact players, 2 seniors. And then for Grand Forks Red River, I'm actually going to be looking at a sophomore, Brady Dvorak, a guard, has a lot of offensive responsibility. He's going to have to step up for Red River here tonight. As we've got this game underway, the Deacons possess to begin with. Jake Cava with a long 3 that's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound fought for and won by Painter. And so Pearson Painter will bring it forward for Red River. Shanley unsuccessful on that first possession. Red River looking to capitalize as Richardson has this one out top. Connor Richardson looks inside, feeds one over to Painter. Painter launches one for 3, no good, in and out. That ball rebounded by the Riders, kicked outside now to Stevenson. Stevenson going to hand that one off to Dvorak. Dvorak now with Erie on him at the top of the key. Dvorak with the little move, kicks it out now to Painter. Painter pull-up jumper for 2, and he gets it. So Red River strikes first with a 2-0 lead now. 17:07 remaining in this first half. Mason Timian going to bring the ball down court for Shanley. He finds McKeever in the corner. McKeever inside to Cava. Beautiful feed into Cava, who makes a nice finish there to tie things up 2 apiece. Dvorak now bringing this one down court for Grand Forks. Gives over to Stevenson. Stevenson looks to his left, not much there. He will give it off to Richardson, though. Richardson inside to Dvorak, back to Richardson. Tried to make a move along the baseline. Nothing there, though, and he loses it out of bounds. It'll be Shanley ball now after that turnover from Grand Forks. Seville will give to Timian, and so Timian will bring it forward now for the Deacons. Mason Timian on the far side of the court. Comes to the top of the key. Strong defense, pitches it inside to Seville. Seville spins around for 2. He gets it. 4-2 now in favor of Shanley. Dvorak has it for Red River. Stops, looks, not much there. Does go over to Painter. Painter wasn't quite expecting it, though. Now he's got it under control. Painter wanted to pull up there. Not enough space. Got it inside, but a travel will negate that shot from Riley Benson. I think Red River thought they might be getting a shooting foul going their way. Instead, Benson gets called for the travel. Timian now over to McKeever. McKeever out top to Seville, and then Seville over to Cava. Erie on the near side, looking inside. Not much. Goes over to Timian. Timian moves in, then out. Looking for someone to give it off to. He's got McKeever on the far side, but that bounce pass intended for Cava, too long. It goes out of bounds. 15:54 now left in the first half. Still just a 4-2 lead for Shanley. Both teams trading some turnovers here. Brady Dvorak has it for the Riders. Dvorak looks inside, nothing there, goes over to Painter. Painter with Cava on him, tries to get the screen. Nothing going for him, goes over to Stevenson. Stevenson pulls up, hands this one off. Dvorak against Erie, now over to Painter. Painter for 3, and he drains it. Pearson Painter, senior guard, makes it 5-4 now in favor of Red River. Tom Erie trying to respond, caught up in a double team, tried to kick it out to Seville, and it's knocked out of bounds by Painter.
Checking in for Red River, number 24, Bryce Anderson.
Timian has it now for Shanley. Timian looks one way, then gives over to Cava. Cava has it, and he'll hand off to Seville. Seville with the fake. Made Enerson bite that time. And now it's 6-5 in favor of the Deacons. Dvorak gives that one off over to Enerson. Enerson out top. Stevenson. Stevenson for three, and he gets that. That's back-to-back threes now for Red River. They lead 8-6. Timian over to Cava. Cava inside to Erie. Erie with a couple men on him, just threw one up there too strong. Rebound pulled down by Painter. He pushes it forward to Enerson, and Enerson's going to get called for the travel. Cava gives over to Timian as the Deacons will try to capitalize off of a turnover from Grand Forks. McKeever on the far side. Inside to Cava. Easy two for Jake Cava. Dvorak now, once again, the man to bring it forward for Red River. I mentioned him earlier, sophomore guard. The offense runs through him as he makes a beauty of a feed. Got that one to Connor Richardson. He gets the bucket and the foul. McKeever picks up his first there. That's the first on Shanley and our first foul of the game. And the free throw attempt is good for Connor Richardson, so another three-point play for Red River, going to make it 11-8. Cava drove inside, then kicked it out to Seville. Seville fakes the shot, looks for two, doesn't get it. Rebound, fought for, and a foul will go against Cam Seville. In there rebounding aggressively and got a little too aggressive as he'll pick up Shanley's second foul of the evening. Painter will give that one to Dvorak. And now here goes Brady Dvorak once again. Timian on him. He gives that one to Stevenson in the corner. Stevenson now over to Enerson. Enerson to Dvorak on the near side. Dvorak out top to Richardson. Richardson back to Stevenson. Not much going here for the Riders with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Erie staying right on top of Stevenson as he'll hand that one off to Dvorak. Dvorak in trouble, kicks it outside to Painter for three, in and out, no good. Dvorak, though, going to poke the rebound over to Richardson. Richardson into Painter. Painter threw one up. Didn't go, but he did get fouled. 11-8 now our score as Pearson Painter is going to go to the line. Cam Seville picks up his second there. So two fouls early on for Cam Seville. Not a number Shanley's going to love. One of your key players, certainly don't want him in foul trouble. And Coach Burns going to recognize that. He'll take Seville out and put Talon Hoffer in. Painter shooting 72% at the line on the season. He goes 2 for 2 there. So it's 13-8 now in favor of Red River. They're on a bit of a run. McKeever over to Hoffer. Hoffer at top of the key over to Timian. Now over to Erie. Erie driving in, makes some space, and then gets two. Tom Erie's got some handles. You saw it that time. He can make guys look silly inside. Stevenson now has it as the Riders will try to respond. Timian right on top of him. Hands that one off over to Enerson. Enerson now gives to Painter. Painter to Stevenson for three. Too strong. Rebound pops out, though, to Stevenson. Stevenson has got it once again. Painter open to his right, and he'll kick it over to him. Painter directing traffic, hands it off to Dvorak. Dvorak drives in, goes out to Enerson. Enerson doesn't want the three, goes in for two, and he's fouled underneath. That is now 4 fouls against Shanley, none so far on Red River. And Shanley going to have to get that under control, as those fouls are going to start racking up really quick here. 4 fouls already, and we're not even to the halfway point of this first half, as Joe Cava will now come in for Jake McKeever. Bryce Enerson's second is good, so 15-10 for Red River. They are converting very well on their trips to the free throw line. Timian now gives that ball over to Hoffer. Talon Hoffer goes to Cava. Joe Cava back to Timian. Timian looking inside. He'll take it himself, and he is fouled driving in. So just like that, Red River going to pick up their first foul of the night. Tommy Stevenson, the senior guard, Guilty of that one as Jake Cava couldn't get that ball under control off the inbound. And now here comes Pearson Painter. Goes over to Enerson. Enerson gets 2 and the foul. Make that 17-10 now in favor of Red River.
First personal, 15 foul. Enerson shooting 1.
And I'm sorry, I believe that's Bryce Enerson. Been calling him Enerson. Should probably get his name right, though, because he is making a huge impact here for Red River. Bryce Enerson having a heck of a game. He's just another sophomore here for Grand Forks. Timian now has it for Shanley. He goes over to Cava. Cava with a great adjustment in the air, but he could not finish. And that ball's going to go out of bounds, last touched by the Riders. Cava inbounds to Erie. Erie will try to drive in. Throws one up. One-handed, it won't go. Enerson's got the rebound. Enerson now over to Dvorak. Dvorak back to Enerson. He's trying to find someone to give it off to. He finds Painter. Painter inside that one, though, into traffic. Probably not the best decision that time from Painter, as there were 2 Deacons right there to break it up. Cava now will move in the lane. Kicks out to his brother Joe Cava. Cava to Cava. And that's 2 points for Shanley. 18-12 now the score. Riders going to try to respond. Stevenson with the pass out to Painter. Painter couldn't get it under control in time. He pulls up for 2. It's too strong. Cava got it. And now the Deacons come right back down. Jake Cava going to pull up for 3 off the rim. No good. Erie will try to save it. Launches it. And Painter grabs it for Red River. Painter now up to Enerson. Enerson with the double team in his face. Gets out of it, but only briefly. Now able to get over to Painter. Pearson Painter loses it. Right back on top of it, though. Stevenson on the far side, and he's going to be fouled by Joe Cava.
Number 52, Joe Cava, first personal.
That's foul number 6 against the Deacons. One more, and they will put Red River in the bonus. Will Obioha going to check in now for Red River. As Dvorak loses that one on the ground, and it's going to be Tom Erie who gets on top of it. They'll call a jump ball, though, so it will stay with Grand Forks Red River. Enerson to inbound. Looking, he goes over to Stevenson. Stevenson circles back. Bounce pass now over to Dvorak. Dvorak loses it, somehow got it to Stevenson. Stevenson driving in, makes a whole bunch of moves trying to get 2 points. Obioha had it for a minute. Riders were fighting each other for the rebound that time. All sorts of hands in on that ball, and it's the Deacons who come away with it. Hoffer over to Erie, now to Timian, and then Joe Cava in the corner. Cava back out top to Hoffer, who goes to Timian at the top of the key. Timian makes a move for 2. A collision in the paint. He doesn't get the shot to go, but he'll go to the line. Red River picking up their 2nd foul of the night. First shooting foul. Timian is shooting 44% from the free throw line this season, as that one's a little strong.
On the number 4, Pearson Painter.
Some substitutions here for Red River as Timian will try to make this a 1-for-2 trip, although that one's just a little short. Maybe a bit of an overcorrection after the first one was long. And now here comes Pearson Painter, going to throw that one over to Obioha. Obioha inside to Dvorak. Dvorak trying to get it under control, and he will. Double team in his face, though. Able to get over to Enerson, right back to Dvorak. Dvorak moving in. Now over to Painter on the near side. Painter for 3, too strong. Rebound grab by Enerson, and Cava got on top of him. Joe Cava going to pick up another foul, and that will put Red River in the bonus.
Fouls number 52, Joe Cava. That's his 7th team foul. Checking in for the Deacons, number 2, Braden Bars, number 20, Jake McKeever.
And Braden Bars will check in along with Jake McKeever now. And Shanley already in the bonus here before the midway point of this first half, although Enerson unable to convert on that first one. Shooting 1-and-1, so we won't get a second try. Erie goes to Bars in the corner. Bars going to now go over to McKeever. McKeever to Hoffer at the top of the key. Then to Erie on the near side. Erie right back to Hoffer. Hoffer looking inside, nothing there. Goes to McKeever. McKeever with a nifty little pass into Jake Cava, who gets 2 and the foul. Jake Cava now makes it a 4-point game, and he'll get a chance to make it a 3-point game. There's one guy you don't want to send to the line, folks. It is Jake Cava, leads the EDC in free throw percentage at 82. And he does convert on that one. So it's a 3-point lead here for Red River. Obioha has it on the near side now. He goes to Painter in the corner. Painter for 2, a nice move, just floated that one up there. 5-point lead now for Red River. 9:45 left in this first half as Jake Cava looked like he maybe wanted the spin move. Instead goes out to Hoffer, who gets the 3. Talon Hoffer answers for Shanley as it's now just a 2-point deficit. Painter going to try to get a 3 of his own. That one off the money. Rebound loose on the ground. Fought for. Enerson came up with it. Somehow got it out to Dvorak. Or the Riders somehow got to that ball, but then they lose it out of bounds, and it will be Shanley basketball. Cole Benson that time had it knocked out of his hands, and they say it was last touched by a Rider. So Shanley coming back now only trailing by 2. Cava with a bullet pass inside to McKeever, maybe a little too strong, and McKeever tried to go back to Cava. Enerson has it now. Enerson with a great move to get around bars. Could not get the finish, though. Obioha has it. He loses it, though, underneath the hoop. Fight for the ball. Jump ball called, and so it will be Shanley basketball. Got a little delay in play right now. Not quite sure why. Looks like they're going to wipe some sweat off the ball, and there's Haley Buckles sacrificing his warm-up shirt to wipe the sweat off. I like that play from Haley Buckles. Real team mentality right there, willing to sacrifice the shirt for the sake of the basketball. That's the thing coaches want to see. So Jake Cava now going to cross half court with this basketball for Shanley. He'll give it over to Hoffer. Hoffer, fresh off that 3-pointer, going to kick it inside to Jake Cava. Cava for 2, no good off the rim, and that rebound pulled down by Enerson. Bryce Enerson runs into a couple of Deacons, able to get over to Obioha. Obioha just gets it over to Painter. Erie tipped it. Painter gets the 2, and that will be an and 1 for Red River. Everybody held their breath there for a second. No one, I think, was sure whether or not the shot was going to count.
First personal.
But it does indeed count, and the foul was called against Bars. So Painter gets that one and makes it 23-18. The 3-point plays here, whether they've been a straight-up 3-point shot or a basket and the foul, have really been killing Shanley. Red River is just finding a way to get a lot of points on their possessions, as Cava somehow gets 2 points out of that. Practically shot that one from right underneath the hoop. It still goes in, though, and now that ball just barely makes its way from Dvorak over to Enerson. Hoffer poked it away. Erie's got it, but he stepped out of bounds. Nice effort play there from Tom Erie, combining with Talon Hoffer to take it away. He just could not quite stay in bounds, though. Connor Richardson now will inbound this one for Red River. Quick little feed to Dvorak, to Painter, open for 3. That one is no good. Painter, a little bit of a cold streak so far. Started off hot, though. As Hoffer drives in, Painter rejects him. But he'll be called for the foul as Hoffer bounced off of Pearson Painter in the paint.
Falls on number 4, Pearson Painter, first personal. 14th foul, Talon Hoffer.
That's Painter's first, Red River's 4th. Shanley sitting at 8. Hoffer's first attempt is good. Hoffer is shooting 63% from the free throw line this season, as that one is in and out, and Painter grabs the rebound. Painter now going to go over to Benson. Benson wheeling around, gets it over to Painter, but it was behind him, and he lost it out of bounds. Not much Painter could do there as the ball was put behind him, as now Stevenson will check in, and Benson will head off. Hoffer's got it now for Shanley. Across half court, goes all the way over to Cava. Jake Cava looking for 2, he gets it. And Jake Cava ties this game up. First time we've been tied for a long while. As now with 7:38 left to go in the first half, the Roughriders are coming right back down the court, looking to answer. Painter over to Dvorak. Dvorak in the corner, able to get over to Stevenson. Stevenson with the double team on him. Gets it over to Painter. Painter inside to Richardson. Richardson could not get it to go, lost it out of bounds. Bryce Enerson going to check back in here for Red River. He took a seat, but only briefly. Been a key player here for Grand Forks so far. Bars, the man bringing it forward here for Shanley. He goes over to Erie. Erie looking inside, not much there. Gets the screen from McKeever. Tom Erie driving for two, just short off the rim. Erie tries again, and he gets it. So it's a 25-23 lead for Shanley, their first lead in a long while. Painter over to Dvorak now. Dvorak one-handed inside, back to Painter. Painter for two, off the backboard and in. 6:45 remaining now in the first half as we're all knotted up. 25-25. McKeever open there for the three. Could not get it to go. It was contested at the last second by Richardson. Riders pull down the rebound. They're coming right back down the court. Dvorak between the legs over to Enerson. Enerson for two, and it's good. It's a 2-point lead now for Grand Forks as Hoffer will give over to Cava, and Jake Cava will be the man to take it forward for Shanley. Cava to McKeever. McKeever tried to get it over to Erie. Well defended. Gave it to Cava. Cava spin move for two. No good, but the foul called. That is now 5 fouls against Red River as Richardson picks up his second. Cava shooting two. The first one in and out. No good. You can see the frustration there. That's a rare miss for Jake Cava. For the Deacons. Cava's second attempt is good, so makes that a 1-for-2 trip to the line. Painter now inbounding. Goes down court to Enerson. Enerson with Hoffer and Timian right on top of him. Timian poked it over to Hoffer. Here comes Hoffer back the other way for Shanley. He goes to Cava in the corner. Cava looking all the way across to Timian. Timian driving inside, makes a move for two. No, off the backboard, but Cava's there to put it in. The basket from Cava makes this a 1-point game. Dvorak could not get through that double team. Timian's got it, and he gets two. Timian with the layup makes it a 3-point lead for Shanley, and so a timeout taken by Grand Forks Red River. Been a real back-and-forth game here. Shanley really with their first run really of the game. It's a 3-point lead, and that's the most they've had in a while. Red River pretty much dominated play for most of this first half. Shanley, though, has come fighting right back. And as you can see, they've now jumped out to a 3-point lead. So an impressive recovery here from the Deacons after being caught on their heels for the better part of this first half. They've also done a good job limiting the fouls after getting to 8 fouls in a pretty short period of time. And folks, while we have this break in play, we'd like to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at ShanleyAthleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon Athletics to a higher level. So, Riders take a full time out there, looking to slow things down and respond here to this little run from Shanley. With it on the near side, Obioha. He goes all the way out to Painter. Painter for three. It's in and out, no good. Painter struggling a bit now from three-point range. 5:30 left to go in this first half as Cava will bring it down for Shanley. Cava driving in, but it was swiped away by Painter. Painter bringing it down. A little spin move for two off the backboard. 1-point lead now for Shanley as Timian will take it out. Timian at the top of the key, trying to get the screen from McKeever. He gives over to Hoffer. Hoffer all the way across to Bars and Timian. They both kind of fought for it. And now a whistle and a foul going against Red River.
Falls on number 24, Bryce Enerson. First person.
Enerson picks up his first there. Puts Red River at 6-1 away from putting Shanley in the bonus. Cava with the quick inbound to McKeever. McKeever tried to go off the backboard. It did not go, just off the rim. 5 minutes remain here in the first half as that ball was knocked out of Enerson's hands, but they'll call a foul against Mason Timian.
Number 12, Mason Timian.
As foul number 9 on the Deacons. Only Timian's first, though.
Bryce Enerson shooting the bonus.
Enerson will go to the line, though, nonetheless. Shooting the bonus, 1-1. Enerson hits the first. That will give him a second try here and the opportunity to take the lead. Enerson's second is good as well. He's shooting 63% from the line this season. And now it's a 1-point lead for Red River. Bars goes across to McKeever. McKeever looks inside, not much there. Floats one to Cava. Beauty of a feed from Jake McKeever. Cava with the finish, and that's a 1-point lead for Shanley. Enerson taking it forward for Red River. Goes over to Painter, now to Stevenson. Stevenson for three, and he sinks it. Tommy Stevenson somehow, even with the long arm of Jake McKeever right in his face, and now Painter pokes that one away. Just could not get it under control, though, so it will be Shanley basketball. Riders up by 2 as Hoffer looks for someone to get it into. He does find Timian back across half court. Timian bringing it forward now, wheeling around. He'll kick it out to Cava. Cava for 3, and it's good. 1-point lead now for the Deacons as Brady Dvorak has it. Dvorak over to Painter. Painter just gets it off to Obioha. Obioha to Stevenson for 3 again. Yes! 37-35. Stevenson with another three-pointer. Timian to McKeever. McKeever at the free throw line. Over to Cava. Cava barreling forward. And they get Jake Cava for the foul. That's number 10 against the Deacons in this first half. Offensive foul, so Red River will not get to shoot the bonus. But they are in the double bonus now for the rest of the first. Dvorak working against Timian, and that one goes off the leg of Timian and out of bounds. A little delay in getting back to the action here. Enerson will be the man to inbound. Gonna look to get it to Dvorak, and he will. Dvorak now driving forward. Bounce pass. Gets it over to Bioha. That one won't go, though. Cava gets the rebound, just gets the pass up court to Bars. Bars stops at the baseline, somehow keeps his feet and gets it to McKeever. Cava driving in for 2. He is blocked by Enerson. A clean block that time for Bryce Enerson. Stevenson is hot right now. He wanted another 3. Knows better, though, and gives to Painter. Painter to Dvorak. Inside to Obioha. And Obioha is fouled underneath.
Foul on number 20, Jake McKeever. Second personal. Going to the free throw
Jake
line,
McKeever gets his second there, as Will Obioha is at the free throw line. He's shooting 2, and he does get the first. His percentage on the season is right around 50. And the second is good as well. So 39-35 in favor of Grand Forks now. Townhofer has the ball on the far side. McKeever now to Timian. Timian looking in, nothing there to McKeever. A feed to Cava, but Cava couldn't get it under control. It was poked away by Painter. Painter pulls up for 2. It's short. Rebound fought for by Enerson, but a foul will go against Red River. And that is foul number 7 against the Riders, I believe.
Foul number 24, Bryce Enerson, second personal.
Yes, that appears to be the case, as that will put Shanley in the bonus.
Checking back in for the Roughriders, number 11.
Jake McKeever will be the man to shoot. McKeever's attempt, no good. Hoffer able to get the rebound, though. Throws one up for 2. It's short, though. Obioha might have gotten a hand on it. Dvorak now on the near side. Double team on top of him. Gets it over to Painter, but a timeout was called first by Red River.
30-second timeout for Grand Forks.
Coach Krefting a little worried that time, I think, about Dvorak with the double team on him. Just figured he'd rather keep possession and burn a timeout. So a 30-second timeout here taken by Grand Forks. That gives us time to tell you that, folks, don't forget you can connect with Shanley TV on social media, get the latest updates about Shanley's sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV. Follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. And now you can follow us on Instagram. Once again, that's at ShanleyTV. So Brady Dvorak inbounding after that timeout. Gets it to Obioha. Obioha will go right back to Dvorak, who was looking at Stevenson, but backs off of that. Dvorak gets the screen there from Stevenson, just gets it to Obioha. Cava missed it the first time, but got to it on the second try. Cava moving down court. He is fouled. The shot won't go, but the foul's called. That's foul number 8 against Red River. Stevenson gets his second there. And Cava will shoot 2. First attempt from Cava is no good. Feller checking in here for Red River. As the second attempt from Cava is good. 3-point lead now for Red River. It's Cole Benson with it on the near side. Benson tried to get some space off the screen. Not much there. He goes over to Dvorak. Dvorak back to Benson. Thought about the 3. Will take it inside, though. Somehow gets back on top of it after Erie knocked it away. Thought he was going to lose it out of bounds. But a great save there from Cole Benson. As now Painter has it at the top of the key. Painter trying to step back. Couldn't get separation. Dvorak working in the paint. He kicked that one out to Feller, but Feller had it poked away. Shot clock was winding down. The Deacons get the steal. Bars on the far side, moving in, goes out to Timian. Timian open for 3. It went away, though, so he'll move in for 2. It's no good off the rim. Minute 50 now left in the first. Feller over to Obioha. Obioha driving in. Cava knocked it away, and the Deacons once again get the steal. Cava moving down court, throws a man off of him, and that'll be a foul against Shanley. The Deacons don't like it. And you can see what they're thinking there, but I think we all saw, Cava that time kind of threw the arm out, threw the defender off him. And again, I see where they're coming from there, but I think that's the right call on the floor by the referees. So, the Riders with the ball and the lead. And now we've got a whistle. I'm not quite sure what for. And it looks like we got a foul. Jake Cava picks up his 3rd there. And to tell you the truth, guys, I am not quite sure what it is.
Number 11, Cole Benson, shooting 2.
I believe it was off the ball. I don't know if we can get a look on the replay. All right, but I do think, I don't think we can get a look on the replay here. I think Cava committed the foul off the ball somewhere, and that'll be his 3rd, so he'll take a seat, and Isaac Clava will check in. Clava, a bit of a 3-point specialist for Shanley, so makes sense to put him in here with 1:30 left in the first. You might be looking for a 3 here. You want your good shooters out there, and that's what Clava brings to the table. So Timian has a ball for Shanley after the Riders converted on those free throws, making it 41-36. Bars thought about the 3 instead. He'll go over to Timian. Timian out at the top of the key to Hoffer. Hoffer to Erie. Erie moving in, looking for 2. Erie's going to get it. Benson taking it forward now for Red River. Goes over to Dvorak and then to Feller. Feller to Painter at the top of the key, but a whistle and a foul going against Red River. Dvorak picks up his 2nd. There'll be an offensive foul, though, so no bonus here for Shanley. 52 seconds and counting left in this first half. 3-point lead for Red River. Bars over to Erie. Erie back to Bars for 2. No good, but a foul called.
Calls on number 11, Cole Benson, first personal, 10th team foul. Braden Bars shooting 2.
So Braden Bars at the line shooting 2. Now both teams in the double bonus. And Bars gets the first one.
Checking back in, number 22, Riley Benson.
Riley Benson will come in now. As Bars is going to try to go 2 for 2 here. And that one is in and out. And now it will be Red River basketball as Clava fought for the rebound but lost it out of bounds. 42 seconds on the clock. Riders can run this clock down, but they cannot run it out. Dvorak over to Painter. Painter going to get called for the travel there. Lost his footing and picked up the travel in the process. Leaves a perfect 34 seconds on the clock, which will just barely allow Shanley to, in theory, run this clock down. As now Dvorak will take a seat and Cole Benson will come in. So Braden Barr is going to take his time crossing half court here. Burn some clock. Shanley likely wanting the last shot of the first half. They could tie it, maybe even take the lead. Timian over to Hoffer. Hoffer to Clava in the corner. Clava looking inside. He goes out top to Erie. Erie driving in. Bounce pass over to a wide open Hoffer for 3. Yes! The Deacons just take the 1-point lead here. Riders with 5 seconds to do something. Feller driving down, pulls back for 3. It's short. Clava gets the rebound, and that'll do it for the first half. Shanley just barely able to pick up a 1-point lead headed into halftime. Makes it 42-41. And even larger than that, though, they do have the momentum headed into the break here and headed into the second half. That's going to be huge for them. We all know the way you end the first half often dictates how you start the second. So before we take a break here, folks, we got some stats for you. Take a look at the leading scorers for both teams. First off, for Red River, not a huge surprise. Painter leads the way with 13 points. Right behind him is Bryce Enerson with 10. And then it is Stevenson with 8. Then a couple of guys at 2 and 3. For Shanley, Jake Cava with 20, the leading scorer for the Deacons by a mile. Hoffer with 8, and then behind him is Erie with 6. Cam Seville with 4 points. We have not seen him for quite a while. He took a seat after picking up his second foul and did not check back in. That's going to be something to watch. Seville, a huge offensive threat for Shanley. We'll be monitoring whether he comes back in to start the second or not. Folks, for now, we are going to step aside and take a break, but don't go anywhere. We got a great second half action coming up for you in just a few minutes. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School Boys Basketball. I'm Jed Thomas as we're getting ready for the second half of play here between the Shanley Deacons and the Red River Roughriders. But, folks, before we get you back to the action, we would like to remind you one more time that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. So we're about ready to kick off this second half here between Red River and Shanley as we are now underway. Brady Dvorak bringing this ball forward. Red River led most of the way through the first half. Shanley, though, got a three from Talon Hoffer, and there's a three from Tommy Stevenson to answer. But as I was saying, Shanley got a three-pointer from Talon Hoffer at the tail end of the first that gave them a one-point lead headed into halftime. Excellent start to the second half, though, here as Tommy Stevenson nails that three for Red River. Jake Cava going to answer with a quick two that'll tie things up, 44-44. That's point 22 for Jake Cava. He has been on a roll here tonight. Cam Seville also out there for Shanley. I mentioned before we went to the break that we had not seen Seville for a long time after he picked up his second foul, but good for Shanley to see him back out there. He's a huge contributor to this team, second leading scorer. McKeever, feed inside to Cava. Cava loses it on the ground, gets back on top of it, and they'll call a foul against Red River. That's another thing to talk about. Shanley had some serious foul trouble in that first half. They were in the bonus before the first half of the first was through, and they hit the double bonus pretty soon after that. Seville off the inbound, wide open for three, just a little off target. Riders now will bring it back down. Dvorak over to Stevenson, then to Painter. Painter leading Red River in scoring. He'll go over to Stevenson. Stevenson going to try another three. This one is in and out. Cava charging forward now for Shanley. Pulls up for two, in and out, no good, but a foul called as Cava goes down. So the foul's an issue for Red River early on here. And Richardson gets his third with that one. Worth noting, Jake Cava also sitting at 3 fouls. Couple key players for both teams there, as Cava's first attempt is good. He's been having trouble with those first attempts on his trips to the line. Usually very strong, shooting well over 80% on the season from the line. There he goes, 2 for 2. The last 2 trips, though, he was 2 for 4 combined. So Dvorak on the far side, Timian in his face. Riders now trail by 2 as Dvorak gets that one over to Benson. Benson inside. That one's poked away, intended for Richardson. Benson going to take it himself. Way too strong, though, off the backboard. Rebound grab by Erie. Erie taking it down for Shanley. Moving in, and he is blocked by Painter. Big-time block there from Pearson Painter. Stevenson now moving in, looking for 2. That one put back in his face, and then Erie able to take it away. Not much going for the Riders after that 3 to start things off. Erie wide open for 3 himself, and he drains it. Dvorak now brings it across half court. Had it poked away momentarily. Gets it to Benson, right back to Dvorak. Moving in, bounce pass over to Richards. Stevenson then over to Dvorak. Dvorak trying to get the screen. Not much going there. He'll go down, and a foul called against Timian. Timian picks up his second there. It's the first against Shanley in this half. Enerson now going to check in for Red River. Big-time player that they need out there, Bryce Enerson. One of the leading scorers for the Riders in that first half as that ball is loose off the inbound, and Tom Erie comes up with it. Pass intended for Cava goes out of bounds, though. I think they'll say it's Shanley ball. It apparently went off the foot of a Rider player down there. As Erie now has it off the inbound at the top of the key. Erie over to Cava. Cava, quick feed to McKeever, and McKeever for the easy 2. 7-point lead now for Shanley, starting to open things up. Dvorak to Stevenson. Now to Enerson. Enerson, not much to do with it. He'll go in for 2. And that two will not go. He was trying to get a response there, and this is not a good start for Red River. They have got to stop this flood of points from Shanley. Cava just hands it off to Timian there. Timian right back to Cava, who will shoot for three and drain it. 10-point lead now for Shanley. Red River got to be hitting the panic button here. You need some points. Richardson for two, and he gets hacked by McKeever.
Falls on number 20, Jake McKeever, that's his third.
So McKeever gets his third there.
At the free throw line, Connor Richardson.
Connor Richardson will go to the line. Richardson's first attempt is in and out, no good. And attempt number 2 for Richardson is good. So goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Obioha in now for Grand Forks, and Timian bringing it forward for Shanley. Timian directs traffic out there. A little feed inside to Cava. Cava spin move for 2 and he gets it. Brady Dvorak has it now for the Riders. Goes over to Stevenson. Stevenson looking, and that feed intended for Obioha ends up out of bounds. Riders just cannot catch a break here in the second half. A whole bunch of turnovers in the offensive zone, and defensively, Shanley has just been pouring it on them. Not quite sure what Grand Forks needs here. Enerson has checked in. Thought he might be the spark plug, but has not been able to do a ton for him as Cava has an open 3. That's good. 14-point lead for Shanley as Dvorak has it on the far side. Dvorak out top to Benson. Cole Benson goes over to Painter. Pearson Painter wants a 3 of his own. Will he get it? No, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Obioha. Loose ball, it was poked away. Cava trying to get it, and now he does. Jake Cava going to bring it down court, throws it back to Timian. Timian stops, goes over to Erie. Erie now looking for 2. He sends a man to the ground, and a charge will be called against Tom Erie. Deacons pleading their case, but it will fall upon deaf ears as Tom Erie picks up his second and number 3 against Shanley in this half. Dvorak now has it on the far side. He'll go over to Cole Benson. Benson with Erie on him. Looking for 2, and he's fouled by Cava. That's foul number 4 for Jake Cava.
Fouls on number 40, Jake Cava. That's his 4th personal.
Certainly a number to watch here as Cava's now 1 foul away from being out of this game. Joe Cava looking like he'll sub in, presumably for his brother Jake. That will be the case as Jake Cava takes a seat. Joe Cava comes in, and the free throw attempt from Cole Benson, no good that time. Benson looking to make this a 1 for 2 trip. And he will. So 13-point lead now for Shanley as Cam Seville has taken this one forward. Jake Cava has taken a seat, so the responsibility for scoring likely falls to Seville. Timian. Now to McKeever at the top of the key, to Joe Cava on the near side, then Joe Cava to Tom Erie. Erie. Out to Timian up top. Timian. Over to Erie inside to Joe Cava. Joe Cava to Seville. Seville lost it, and it's pulled away by Enerson, and a foul will be called against Joe Cava.
Joe Cava. 3rd personal.
Joe Cava picks up his 3rd there. 12:56 remains in this second half. Benson floats it over to Dvorak. Dvorak makes a cut and then loses it on the ground. Whistled, though. It appeared to be kicked by the Deacons. Brady Dvorak inbounding. Wide open in the corner was Benson. His shot for 3 is in and out, though. Enerson got the rebound, gets 2, and the foul. Tom Erie gets his third there. And that's suddenly a number to watch. Tom Erie's sitting at 3 now, Jake Cava at 4, Joe Cava at 3. And these fouls really racking up for Shanley. They started off the half quite well, but now they're sitting at 6 fouls already, Red River at 2. Seville over to McKeever, now to Timian. Timian looking inside to McKeever, poked away by Enerson. Oh, man! Almost saved it, selling out that time to try to keep it in. And you got to love the hustle from Enerson, but perhaps Coach Crefting over there saying, just let it go out of bounds. I don't need you hurt. A great play on the inbound by Painter to take it away. Riders want a call there. They won't get it as Seville brings it down. Can't get 2. Cava gets the rebound and is fouled underneath. Grand Forks really not happy about the lack of a call on their own side of the court. Got to be honest, not quite sure what they saw there. There was some contact. I don't doubt that there was something that was close. I just unfortunately missed it. You'll notice I don't have a color guy here tonight to bail me out in those situations. So I'll do my best to try and keep track of everything as Joe Cava hits the first. And attempt number 2 also good for Joe Cava. Got a little bit of his brother in him as he's perfect on that trip to the line, but a whistle going against Shanley. That ball was kicked. And a little conference from the referees there, not quite sure what it was about. They were looking at the scoreboard, maybe just making sure the right time was on there as Dvorak just gets it over to Enerson. Enerson for 3, too strong, and McKeever gets the rebound. Ripped away that time, though. By Daniel Walker, and so jump ball called. Timian brings it across half court, gets it over to Seville. McKeever out top now over to Erie. Erie looking inside, nothing, finds Cava in the corner. Joe Cava out to Timian. Timian gets the screen, moves in. Nothing there. Now to McKeever, and it's poked away. Painter bringing it down court for 2. He goes sky high and gets it. 10-point game now. Riders making it a little closer. Timian right back with it. Looking, just gets it over to Seville. Seville lost it, and it's taken away by Enerson. Good effort play there from Enerson to take that one away. Riders going to try to capitalize. Dvorak on the far side with it. That one is tipped by a Deacon, and it will be saved by Seville. Looked like it was going to go out of bounds. Seville moves in, though, gets the 2 and the foul.
That's his second. Painter is also going to assist with a technical foul.
And Painter picks up a technical there. So that's fouls number 2 and 3 against Red River. And so the technical foul on Painter to go on top with the initial one really going to hurt Red River. They had some momentum going there, but Seville got the 2. Trying to complete the 3-point play, he will. And now he'll have some more free throws here. And that one is in and out from Seville. 13-point lead as it stands. Still an opportunity to build upon it, though, here for Shanley. 11:21 left to go in this second half. That one from Seville is good.
Substitution for a River, Connor Richardson and Tommy Stevenson into the ballgame.
Richardson and Stevenson going to check in here for Red River. As Timian will inbound, 14-point lead for the Deacons. Seville out top. Moves it in. Look to go over to Erie, instead will go to Cava, now McKeever, and then to Timian. Timian. That ball intercepted once again. Bryce Enerson has been all over this ball defensively, although Cam Seville going to respond and take that one away. Seville with the little no-looker to Erie, but the finish not there. Timian able to put it back, though. Cole Benson on the far side now, trying to work it along the baseline to Stevenson, but McKeever's the man there. Seville got that one, and a foul will go against Benson.
Foul number 11, Cole Benson, second personal. 16 foul. Checking in for Red River, number 3, Cooper Pay.
Cooper Pay going to come in now for the Riders. As Seville inbounds to Timian. Timian looking, goes to Erie, near side. Erie out to Seville, then over to Joe Cava, then McKeever on the far side. McKeever trying to get it to Seville, tried to go between the legs, but it's taken away by Richardson and given up to Pay. Pay behind the back, wheels around, trying to get over to Dvorak, but it's kicked again by the Deacons. And Shanley has played an excellent second half here. I mean, I think it's gone about as well as you can imagine. Weirdly enough, though, that was about the 3rd or 4th time they've been whistled for kicking the basketball, and I am just not quite sure why that is. Enerson all the way across now to Dvorak, and then over to Benson, open for 3, no good off the rim. Joe Cava's got the rebound. He goes over to Seville. Seville looking up court, not much there, takes it himself. The little scoop doesn't connect, but he is fouled. Cam Seville back at the line now. Richardson picks up his 4th, so he'll take a seat. Obioha getting ready to check in. Seville's first is in and out.
Checking in for Red River, number 32, Will Obioha.
Seville now trying to salvage this trip, make it 1 for 2. And he just won't. That one looked like it was going in, but came out the last second. Dvorak now throws it down court to Pay. Pay right back to Dvorak. Dvorak just gets it around to Erie, over to Enerson, and to Benson on the near side. Benson with a move, but a whistle, and I'm not quite sure what for. Looks like we got a foul going against Joe Cava here. And that's Joe Cava's 4th, so Jake McKeever going to check back into the game now.
Jake McKeever checking in.
And fouls just have really been an issue here for Shanley. Joe Cava checks out with his 4th. Jake McKeever will come in, but he's at 3 himself. Has not shown up too much on the scoreboard, though, as they lead this game by 15 points. Those free throws have done some damage, but it just has not been enough to negate the pace of play Shanley has brought here in the second half. In large part, it was sparked by Jake Cava, although he's now taken a seat as he's sitting at 4 fouls. And so Red River going to take a timeout here after those 2 free throws, trailing by 14. And I do like the use of the timeout. I think you probably would have thought they would have taken one a little earlier. Typically, you take a timeout when things are really looking rough, when the momentum is swinging the other way. But I like the use of the timeout here, as I think it's not so much of a stop the bleeding timeout, it's more of a try to build upon the little success you just had. They got 2 points, cut the deficit down to 14, and now they're going to take a timeout and plan, the next 10 minutes of this game. You got 9:58 left. And they're going to try and just make sure everyone's on the same page here. And, yeah, pretty much just plan out the remaining 10 minutes of this game. Shanley, meanwhile, really feeling it right now. They've been scoring at will. And Red River has gotten into some foul trouble in this second half. Shanley, obviously, at 7 fouls has not been great, but Red River, the difference between the first and the second is the Riders have an equal number of fouls to the Deacons, as Bars tried to work that one up to McKeever, almost taken away by Enerson, but McKeever got back to it. Bars to Erie. Erie looks inside, goes back to Bars. Bars now over to Hoffer. Hoffer straight over to McKeever. McKeever looked one way, looked the other, still nothing, and then he goes to Bars. Bars, partial screen, great feed to McKeever, and McKeever gets 2. McKeever from Bars makes it 69-53 now in favor of Shanley as Benson goes over to Pay. Pay right back to Benson. Benson looking inside, nothing there. Double team in his face. Able to get over to Enerson. Enerson across to Pay. Pay scoops up for 2. No good. Seville's got the board. Cam Seville all the way up to Erie, but that one's too long. Erie could not quite catch up with it. And so the Deacons will turn this one over.
Checking in number 2, Tommy Stevenson.
Tommy Stevenson coming in now for Red River. Been solid as a 3-point shooter for him tonight. kind of his calling card on the season. He's shooting 33%, as that ball is in for Dvorak. Enerson on the assist. 14-point lead again for Shanley. Seville taking it forward with Enerson on him. Seville now driving around, looks one way, then goes to Erie in the corner. Erie working along the baseline, and he lost it out of bounds off of a rider. 22 seconds left on the shot clock, 8:38 left in the game. As Bars just tosses that one into Seville. Seville for two, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Dvorak. Dvorak to Enerson, up to Benson. Benson moves across to the opposite side, gives to Dvorak. Dvorak with the double team on him, goes to Benson. Benson, nothing there, able to get over to Enerson. Inside ball intended for Obioha, would not go. Riders get back to it. Shot from Benson won't go, but a whistle and a foul against Dvorak.
Fourth personal.
Dvorak picks up his fourth there.
8th team foul.
And that is foul number 8 against Red River, as Hoffer is at the line to shoot the bonus. And that one's good from Hoffer, so he'll get a second try. And that one's good as well from Talon Hoffer, so he goes 2 for 2. Dvorak across to Benson, straight back to Dvorak, up court now to Enerson. Enerson got Deacons all over him, able to work it over to Benson. Benson driving in for 2, goes to Obioha. Obioha, no, that one won't go. Just kept in by Enerson. He is doing everything for him tonight, as Benson did not get that one to go, and now we got a whistle and I think maybe an injury timeout here for Will Obioha, who's very slow to get up, holding the arm that time. And so we hope Will Obioha's okay here.
Checking in for Red River, number 23, Connor Richardson.
I'm really not sure what is bugging Obioha there. I think it's an upper body thing. I think it's the arm, as that one's in and out for Stevenson, but don't want to speculate, not quite sure. Just hope he can come back eventually, as that one's not going to connect. Deacons get the board, only briefly though. Seville lost it on the ground. Richardson tries to roll it out to Benson, and a jump ball called. So it'll stay with the Riders. A nice effort that time from Red River. Still though, they trail by 16 here. Really got to get something going offensively. Shanley has maintained the high-scoring pace of the first half. Red River, though, just has not been able to do the same. Dvorak for 3. It's short off the rim. Rebound comes to Benson, though. Benson looking for 2, and he's fouled. Slow-moving second half here. Still 7:30 left to go, in large part because of the fouls. We've got 8 against both teams. Has caused a lot of stops in play. First free throw from Benson is good. And now Painter is in for the first time after picking up his second and third fouls. And that one is also good from Benson. So Hoffer now inbounds to Seville. Seville double team on top of him, bringing it forward. Looks down court, just connects with Timian. Timian in the corner to Bars, right back to Timian. Had it poked out of bounds though. Good work from Painter there, able to jump that pass. Ball will stay with Shanley though. Bars looking to feed inside. Pop that one up, not much there. And quite the play from Richardson. Rockets that one off of Timian out of bounds. Play from Richardson, though, makes it Red River basketball as they're bringing it forward now. Painter and Benson cycling back and forth. Now the feed into Painter. Just flipped it over to Richardson. Was not expecting it, though. A whistle, though, and a foul against Shanley. Should be the call here. And that is the case.
Fouls on number 5, Talon Hoffer. Second personal.
Hoffer picks up his second there.
Richardson at the free throw line.
as Richardson is at the line. Free throw attempt from Richardson is good. Attempt number 2. No good. Hoffer pulls down the rebound, so it's a 13-point deficit now for Grand Forks. Hoffer with the little move across half court, pulls up, looking. Now goes over to Timian. Timian to McKeever in the corner. McKeever trying to feed Hoffer. Jumped by Painter, though, and knocked out of bounds. Painter actually probably could have left that one. I think it was headed out either way. But still leaves the Deacons with 20 seconds on the shot clock as Timian goes to Seville. Seville out top to Bars. Bars over to Hoffer. Hoffer wanted to go inside to Seville. Benson was on top of him, though. Hoffer going to lose that one. Seville able to keep it in. Gets it to Timian. Timian just gets it under control and up to McKeever. 5 seconds on the shot clock. McKeever will pull up for 3, and he gets it. Big time 3 there from Jake McKeever. Shot clock winding down. It's not his forte, but pulls it off with some pressure on him. And now Enerson going to lose that ball, but a whistle and a foul will put Red River in the double bonus here. Timian picks up his 4th, so now both Cavas and Mason Timian are at 4. Caden Kuhneman now will look to check in for the first time in this one, in relief of Timian, I would assume. And it is Kuhneman who comes in to replace Timian after he picked up his 4th. As Enerson cannot connect on the second, McKeever gets the board. McKeever now goes up to Hoffer. Hoffer will be the man to bring it across for Shanley. Hoffer pulls up, goes over to Bars. Bars to Seville. Seville in the corner to McKeever. Now to Hoffer. Hoffer looking, motions, gives to Seville. Seville gonna drive inside, kicks it out to Bars. Bars open for 3, and he gets it. Benson going to send this one all the way up now to Painter. Painter gets it over to Stevenson, right back to Painter. Painter driving in, tipped away, though, by McKeever. .540 remaining in this game. Enerson inbounding all the way out top to Painter. Going to slow things down, kicking into Richardson, back to Enerson. Out top, Stevenson for 3, and he gets it. Hoffer across over to Seville. Seville moving forward. Gets his way around Benson. Benson wanted a call, didn't get it, but the shot didn't go for Seville. 5:15 remains now in the second half. Stevenson over to Enerson for 3. Off the rim, no good. Seville fights for the rebound and is fouled in the process.
Falls on number 11, Cole Benson.
It was Jake Cava's show in the first half, but since he took a seat after he picked up his 4th, I said Cam Seville would have to kind of assume that scoring role, and he has certainly done that. It's a really nice 1-2 punch for Shanley. Anytime one of them has to take a seat, the other can step up. There have been times in the season where one has entered a scoring slump and the other steps right up. Seville and Cava have really led the way for Shanley this season, complementing each other very nicely. As that attempt from Seville does not go. Still a 16-point lead for Shanley. A little over 5 minutes remain. Enerson fake to his left all the way across now. Got that one to Dvorak, who gets 2. Seville inbounds to Hoffer now. Hoffer looking up court. Not much there. Was trying to get up to Kuhneman, but it was knocked away. And it will end up out of bounds. Last touched by Red River. And now a timeout taken by Shanley. Coach Burns going to use a full timeout here. Likely game planning the last about 5 minutes of this game. And so, folks, while we have a break, I'd like to take a minute to say that if you've enjoyed watching our ShanleyTV.com broadcasts, please consider making a donation to help us continue to bring you quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast, and we need your help to continue to improve the quality of our productions and add new features for you, the viewer, to enjoy. If you're interested in donating, please contact Joel Shuey at 701-893-3225. Again, that's Joel Shuey at 701-893-3225. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your support of Shanley TV. So the Riders going to break their huddle here as time winds down on this timeout. Deacons have been rolling in the second half here. They lead by 14. Red River has had a couple of attempts at a comeback here. They've worked their way, to within about 10 or so, but every time that happens, Shanley is able to reestablish that lead to about 16 or 18. And the Deacons have just done a good job keeping this game out of arm's reach for Red River. So Cam Seville inbounding off the timeout, gives it to McKeever. McKeever across to Bars. Bars now moving up court. Crosses the half-court line and goes to McKeever. McKeever now to Hoffer. Hoffer open for three. No good off the rim. He's had a heck of a night from beyond the arc up until that point. Dvorak now with the bounce pass over to Stevenson, and Stevenson loses it off the foot. Seville to Bars. Bars looking up court, gets it over to Kuhneman. Kuhneman across now to Hoffer. Hoffer, one-hander inside to Seville, waits just long enough and gets two. Seville showing excellent patience that time, waiting for the Riders to jump at it and then going right after. Painter just gets that one over to Stevenson, all the way across. The feed from Richardson inside, intended for Enerson, broken up. Kuhneman picks it up and gives to Seville. Seville matched up with Dvorak, drives in, cannot get the finish. It was a beauty of a play, though. Dvorak now over to Enerson. Enerson inside, gets it to Richardson. Richardson for two, no good. Ball fought for. Whistle and a foul, though, will be called against Shanley.
Ball's number 14, Cam Seville. Third personal.
Seville now picks up his third.
Brady Dvorak at the free throw line.
Dvorak shooting the double bonus. He's been sitting at 4 for a while. Still able, though, to still able to not pick up that fifth, though. He's played a lot of minutes sitting at 4. Shanley with the lead and some pretty good depth has been able to sit their guys at 4. Timian and the Cavas been sitting at 4 for a while, and Shanley's been able to get by without them here throughout most of this latter part of the second half. Hoffer going to go over to Bars, now to Seville out top. Seville over to McKeever, and then McKeever to Hoffer. Hoffer to Bars. Bars with double team in his face, just gets it over to Seville. Seville looking to drive in, kicks it out to Kuhneman. Kuhneman across to a wide open Jake McKeever for three, just short. That ball picked up by Painter, but he ran into his own guy. It almost stepped out of bounds, but just able to get over to Dvorak. Brady Dvorak now over to Richardson. Richardson for three, can't get it to go. Rebound fought for and won by McKeever. McKeever now to Bars. 3 minutes on the clock as Bars gets it up to Hoffer. Hoffer staying with it, doesn't shoot, instead he'll give to Seville. Seville to Kuhneman in the corner. Kuhneman out top, intended for McKeever. It's poked away, though, intercepted by Painter, and Painter's fouled.
Fouls on number 20, Jake McKeever, fourth personal.
And that is now McKeever's fourth, and that is 4 players for Shanley with 4 fouls. Free throw attempt from Painter is good, as Daniel Walker will come in here for Red River. Second free throw attempt is short, though. Seville got the rebound. 14-point lead for the Deacons. Seville bringing it forward. Goes across to McKeever. McKeever looks inside, gets it over to Bars. Bars straight back to McKeever. McKeever made a move, but that move was a travel, so he'll lose possession here with 2:30 on the clock. Walker with the inbound to Dvorak. Dvorak now taking it forward, holds up, and then intended for Enerson. Enerson makes a nice heads-up play. He saw that ball was tipped, and so he let it go out of bounds. Enerson into Dvorak, then to Walker. Walker launches one from the free throw line that doesn't go. And the rebound pulled down by Kuhneman and given over to Hoffer. Hoffer over to Seville. Seville looks inside. Nothing there. Going to take it himself. He goes over to McKeever. McKeever straight back to Seville. Then to Hoffer out top. Hoffer to Seville. Moving in. Great feed to Bars. Open for three. Yes! Braden Bars with his second three-pointer of the night. Painter's got it. Throws it over to Dvorak. Dvorak all the way over to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to answer, and he will. And now Red River going to take a timeout, down by 14 here. Tommy Stevenson with a nice three to respond that time. And Stevenson really the three-point specialist for Grand Forks Red River, and you see why. He's had a great night shooting from three-point range. Just a minute 43 left here. 14-point deficit for Red River. Deacons in control. It's been a great second half for them. The one thing, though, they have 4 guys with 4 fouls. They have put Red River in the double bonus for a while now. It has just been a struggle for them with the fouls tonight. And, you know, they've had their issues earlier in the season in that regard. But for the most part, they've been pretty solid. So maybe not a great sign from Shanley right before the EDC tournament to be struggling with the fouls. Still, though, got to be happy with the score and the way things have gone in this second half. Also got to be really happy to see the way your seniors have stepped up here, you know, especially your leaders, Cam Seville and Jake Cava, have both had excellent nights scoring, and those are guys you want hot right now at this time. Seville with the quick inbound to Hoffer, who goes right back to Seville. He gets it up to Bars. Bars out to Hoffer. Hoffer over to Kuhneman. Kuhneman open for 2, and he gets it. Dvorak now on the far side. In the corner to Stevenson. Back to Dvorak to Enerson out top. Enerson over to Stevenson. Stevenson wanted the 3. Instead he'll go to Dvorak. Dvorak pulls up for 2. It's too long. Bars got the rebound. Cam Seville now bringing it across half court. Lost it, but was fouled.
Also number 10, Daniel Walker. First personal. Cam Seville at the free throw line.
Daniel Walker picked up his first there, as Seville cannot connect on the first.
Checking in for the Deacons, number 30, Haley Buckles. Number 3, Jordan Peterson.
Buckles and Peterson check in for Shanley now. As the second attempt from Seville is good, and Daniel Warner will check in as well.
Also checking in number 3, Kerper Pay.
Kerper Pay will come in here for Red River. Just a minute 10 left on the clock here as Pay wheels around, working along the baseline. Pay with some moves, but Warner rejected that one. Whistle, though, and a foul going against Daniel Warner.
At the free throw line, number 3, Cooper Pay.
Pay at the line, and he gets his first. Attempt number 2 from Pay is good as well. So Kuhneman with the inbound to Bars. Bars takes it forward. Now just a minute left in regulation. Bars with the move. Penson went down there as Kuhneman finds Peterson in the corner. Peterson for 3, and it does not connect. Stevenson back the other way with a 3 of his own. That one's no good off the rim. Rebound fought for, though, and won by Benson only momentarily. Warner picks it up off the ground, and it's out of bounds off of Shanley. Ball inbounded out top to Stevenson. Stevenson kicks it over to Benson. Benson straight back to Stevenson at the top of the key. His shot no good off the rim. Knocked out of bounds. Again off the Deacons. Shot clock should reset here, as it's just blank right now. Well, it looks like they've turned it off. Already reset as Benson launches the three and connects. 86-74, 12-point game. Bars and Kuhneman taking this one forward for Shanley. Kuhneman in the corner to Peterson. Peterson for three, and he does get it. Jordan Peterson with the three-pointer, and the Shanley bench going wild for the senior. Time running down, and Pay will just launch one at the buzzer that does not connect. And so the final 89-74 in favor of Shanley. A dominant second half takes the Deacons to victory here. And let's go over some of the stats that got us to this point. Start off on the Red River side. In the end, it was Tommy Stevenson who led the way with 18 points. He was raining threes all game. Behind him was Bryce Enerson with 13. Glossed right over there. Pearson Painter had 16. So it was Stevenson with 18, Painter with 16, and then Enerson with 13, and then a couple of guys in the single digits there for Red River. Over on the Shanley side, big-time scoring from Jake Cava. He finished with 32 points, and that was after sitting out the majority of the second half. They pulled him after he got his fourth foul. He was having an excellent game up to that point, though. Behind him, it was Cam Seville. Pretty wide gap between the number one and number two scorers there. Seville had a nice game at 12 points, but Jake Cava with 32, 20 more than the next guy. So real solid night for Cava there. Seville really took command, though, when Cava took a seat. It was like I was saying, those two complement each other very nicely. When one has to go out, the other can really step up. And then right behind Seville was Talon Hoffer with 10. Then a whole bunch of guys in the single digits for Shanley. They got scoring from a lot of different people tonight. That's big for them. That's something they've kind of needed to work on for some of the season. A good sign headed into the tournament. Looking forward for both these teams. It hurts for Red River not being able to end on a win. Of course, though, none of this really matters when you get to the EDC tournament. It's kind of a fresh slate, and the Riders will have an opportunity to potentially punch their ticket to state. It would take some upsetting along the way, but they're certainly capable. We saw that. If they can play, like they did in the first half for a full game, they're certainly a team to watch out for. For Shanley, meanwhile, you arguably played, one of your best games of the season here to end things. Headed into the tournament, you're looking really strong. Only thing, if you're the Deacons, you just got to watch those fouls. That was not great for them here tonight. But if they can get the fouls under control, I think they're getting hot at just the right time. Well, folks, for tonight, and really for our winter sports season, again, our final winter sports broadcast of this year, we want to thank you for tuning in with us all year long for winter sports. We're going to take about a month off, but then come April, we're starting up right again with soccer and softball, so be sure to tune in for those games. We'll have that schedule coming for you in a few weeks. Going to be a fun time. For now, though, for this season, for our entire crew, I'm Jed Thomas. Your final score from Fargo: Shanley Deacons 89, Grand Forks Red River Roughriders 74. To watch the archive version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.